I'm Chef Danny. Today we're going to do one of my favorites, chocolate chip cookies, two ways. First, the classic, we're going to amp it up a little bit and make it special, and amp it up even more to make it spectacular. We're going to start, I got 2 sticks of butter, softened to room temperature, so they're real soft. Plop them in on a mixer here. You don't want to waste any of that. Paula Deen would not be happy. So we get that in there. This is really how the classic Toll House recipe starts. 2 sticks of softened butter. Then we change it a little bit. I got 1 cup of white sugar. We got super fine. Why? It makes it a little bit easier. Get that in there. 1 1/3 cups of packed light brown sugar. We also toss that right in there with the butter. We're going to get it mixed up. This really has to blend for about 7 minutes. Really blended together. Why? Because we don't want chunks of any one substance just hanging out. We want a real nice, smooth, homogeneous mixture. We'll let that go. By the magic of television, we got it done. Lickety split. Next, I got 2 eggs. So this is pretty consistent with the normal chocolate chip cookie recipe. I'm going to add these one at a time. And then it mixes really thoroughly. We want to get our eggs to room temperature just like our butter, because everything's going to meld together really easily and cook evenly in the oven. So that's 1 in, 2 in, and then we've always got vanilla extract. You never ever omit your vanilla extract. This is what makes cookies and everything that you bake taste delicious. It's a little bit of a natural sweetness that you can't get from sugar. So I got 2 teaspoons going in. You remember that special and spectacular? We're going to go with this special here. I've got some almond extract. This adds another layer of that natural sweetness that you can't get from sugar. So, only 1/2 teaspoon here. Almond extract is really potent, especially the good stuff. So you don't want to overpower your cookies, because they'll end up tasting like grain alcohol. That's not what you want. So we got all that in there. Smells delicious in here already. Let me go ahead and stop my mixer right quick. Lift up the head and just scrape all this down to make sure there's nothing left out of the party here. You want everybody in the same room together. Alright, another quick mix, and I'll talk to you about some other special and spectacular ingredients I got for you. Alright, so right here, classic mix, I got 2 1/4 cups flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. The baking soda is absolutely necessary. A lot of people think you can leave it out, but it really does add a tenderness to your cookie. I just like to mix these up, get them well incorporated, make sure there's not too many lumps in my flour. Alright, another special ingredient I got. This is one of my favorite things to add to cookies. This is instant vanilla pudding mix. This is one of the smaller boxes. I'm going to add this directly in. This is going to stabilize the texture of your cookies. It's going to give it a little bit more sweetness. And the gelatin in here. Woo! See, that's why you never turn it on too quickly. I'm going to show you all the not to-dos. But, kitchen counter's clean. We can just scoop it up and toss it right in. Like I said, one of my favorite ingredients to add to chocolate chip cookies. pudding mixed in. You don't want to mix it too much because the gelatin will make your batter really elastic and sort of chewy in a bad way. We're going to add all the flour in at once. Some people don't do this. I get it all in there. Go for it. All the flour in. So we got everybody in the pool except for our #1 star. Chocolate chips. You gotta have chocolate chips. This is about 2 cups of just semi-sweet chocolate chips. The flour is going to coat these chips and make sure they don't sink to the bottom of your cookie. Put it down, and this is where you got to be careful. So you don't have an explosion. You're going to little jerk, jerk, jerk motion. Little jerk start. So you get some of the flour incorporated, so when we turn it on, we're not going to have a mess on our hands. There you go. Mix until everything's incorporated. So these are special. Special baseline cookies. We're going to make them spectacular. What I have here is a ½ cup of dried cranberries, the zest of 1 lemon plus the juice, and a ½ cup of almonds that I chopped. Did not toast the almonds because they're going in the oven. I don't want them to burn. This plus the almond extract is really going to amp up your cookies. So I'm just going to toss all of that in here. Make sure I get it all because it's all really good. A lot of people don't think of lemon and chocolate as flavors that go together. You would be surprised. So surprise yourself and try this. I'm just going to get everything mixed in here. Stop. I got my oven preset to 350 degrees. Just going to lift this up. Tastes good. Get all this off of here. And what I have is 2 cookie sheets lined with a silicone pad. It's called a Silpat. They're from France. And they're going to let your cookies not stick. You can also use some parchment paper for this. Just line your pans because you want the cookies to come off. Don't want a disaster on your hands at that point in the game. Tastes delicious. Got my pans ready to go. And what I do is I take an ice cream scooper. These are called dishers in the culinary world. They come in all different sizes. You can get them at any kitchen supply store, probably even at Walmart. They have different numbers to designate serving sizes. So this is a size 30. That means you can get 30 servings out of a quart of whatever it is. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take nice even scoops of my batter. And this one's a pretty big cookie. This is going to be a pretty big cookie. If you wanted to use a mini ice cream scoop, you could do that. I'm going to go 6 to a cookie sheet to make sure they don't spread too much. What you could do right at this stage of the game, if you do want to make all of these cookies all at once, take them, plop them onto a cookie sheet. You can do them real close together. Pop them in the freezer. Once they're hard, you can put them in a plastic resealable bag, freezer bag preferably. Pop them back in the freezer, and you can pull out little balls of cookie dough whenever you want to cook you. Chef trick. Pop those in the oven, set to 375 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes. We'll check them, and we'll have some tasty cookies.